there, welcome to Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I'm going to be working on a page with you guys. This is not necessarily a whip, but I am going to be showing you a little bit of how I find my color palettes and then print them out and then end up using them on a page. I thought that that would be a fun thing to do since I have a couple of pages that don't necessarily always read to me as autumn that I thought would be helpful to kind of show you guys how I tackle that, I guess. So the page is going to be in A Million Magical Creatures, and I have screen recorded a little bit of the process. It's really short, but it just kind of shows you how I go through and use the two apps that I typically use. And then I will do a little bit of a voiceover for that. And then when we come back, we'll start coloring. So I'll talk to you again here in a sec. Okay, so I usually start by opening Pinterest and searching for what I'm in the mood for. So today I searched for Autumn Color Palette, and voila, everything pops up that I need. So I just go through and find some that I really like. There are three little dots up in the upper corner of the image when you pull it up. And you can select on those, download it straight to your phone, and then that way I have that image in my phone. So I can either refer to it there, or I can use it in Canva, like I'm going to be doing here in a minute. But yeah, I just go through and search for any kind of color palettes that just speak to me. And so this time I've got 4 different ones that I really liked and saved them all to my phone. And then we're going to open Canva now. So in Canva, you can add, touch the little plus button in the bottom there, and then you can scroll across the top here to get any kind of thing that you want to make. So today we're going to make a flyer. And I'm going to open up my camera roll at the bottom there and add in the photos that I want to use. It's really, really simple. I love this tool. This is a great tool for making color palettes, for making inspiration pages. That's what I usually use it the most for. And then I also use this to make my my intro video, my thumbnails for my YouTube channel. Like Canva is just the best. So then you can, once you have your images in there, you can select them and size them appropriately, however you want. There's lots of great little tools in there that help you line everything up. And then I just send it off, I download it to my phone. That's going to be your next step. And yeah, and then it's ready to go. And you can I print mine right from my phone. Okay, so now you see how I get this. This is my, these are my color palettes that I decided that I was gonna maybe use today. I'm not sure which one I wanted to use, so I went ahead and printed all 4 of them. But this way it gives me something tangible I can hold in my hand and, you know, use to match my colors and everything. Now, a great option for people who don't want to do these steps is to get the Sarah Renee Clark Color Cube. It's not super cheap, but it's for people like me who need that tangible thing. It's a very helpful tool. I don't have it myself currently, but I know lots of colorists who use it regularly and love it. This is the way that I have just kind of been doing it, so I decided to just keep doing it that way. Yeah, and it's just easier for me to scroll on my phone to find the color palettes than trying to flip through the box. I don't know why. It's just personal preference. But yeah, so Sarah Renee Color Cube is genius. And it's a pretty little thing that you can set on your desk. So that's a bonus too. So yeah, so these are the color palettes I decided to work with. I'm going to grab a sip of tea and maybe a candy corn or 2, and then we'll get started. Okay, so this is the page that I have in mind. So when I originally looked at this, I was thinking that maybe it would be some kind of spring page to go with the other side, but I really want to do it in these fall colors. And I think it's a great page to kind of show that it doesn't have to be necessarily fall themed for it to be a fall page. Now the mushroom does help because mushrooms are typically a fall thing, but yeah, I really like this one. And going through my color palettes, I really do like a lot of these. Just trying to decide on which one I want to use. I'm very tempted to use this purple and orange one up top. But instead, I think I'm going to use this one that says October. Now, this is one that didn't show up on the other video for some reason. I I don't know what happened to that footage, but this was one of the palettes that I really liked. So, yeah, I think this is probably going to be the one that I go with. So now my next step would then be, especially in these books, I like to use my water-based markers. So I'm going to grab some water-based markers that I think will work with this color palette. I do have these Primrosia markers that I haven't really used yet. So maybe a couple of these are the colors. And I think several of those would probably work. So let me we're going to grab the orange from the skin tones. I feel like that's a good match. And 40, I don't know where that one is. Okay. And then I like this 111 color, or this 111 color looks nice for that. I was trying to find them, just looking through, and it just took too long. So I'm just going to try to do it this way. There we go. That's the only one. See, and I wouldn't have thought that that would be the color. Okay, and then I like this 94. So let's grab that one. These pen caps do not match the colors inside at all, which is why it's so important to swatch. Do I like any of the other ones for those? I don't think so. I kind of like this 19. It's kind of like a gray-green color. I don't know if I'll use that, but I kind of like that color. We might use it as like a base for this. To get this color in the end. Sometimes I like to do it that way, where I take a darker or a lighter color and then just layer pencils on top of it to try to get to the color in the end. Okay, is that everything that I want? I think for now, that is what I want. I'm going to see what my Crayolas have. Okay, Crayola Super Tips. I really like this number 5. It's very close to this one. It's more yellow than orange. But I also like this 74. So I'm going to grab both of those. Okay, and we're just going to go with those markers for right now. I'm going to test them out really quick. So the best way that the way that I do that the most is I'll do a little swatch first, usually on a scrap piece of paper, but I have these Post-its here. So I'm going to do a few of these. This one was 5. Okay, I like those. I have this bright orange, which we would end up probably layering more pencils on top of. What was the next one? Was it this one? Yeah, that's that good golden color. Okay, so these two are very close, so I could use either of them. Sometimes on these other brush markers, the tips aren't quite what I'm wanting, so I will end up using my Crayolas or a Tombow instead. But it's helpful to do it that way. Okay, so I think we have good matches for what I am wanting. I think that will work. Let me see what I have in my Tombows for this color. So I have this Crayola one. It's a little more blue than I want. I'm thinking I want something a little bit more green. That's really dark, but that's more of the color that I'm looking for. But that's very, very dark. I don't think I want it quite that dark. What are you? Nope, that's too turquoise. That one is also going to be too turquoise. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this Crayola marker, and then I will add pencil shading to it to see if I can get what I want. Okay, so I have my color and my little color swatch here. So the next step would just be to start coloring now. So I'm going to use different markers for different areas of the page to see kind of, you know, what parts I want to be what. I think I'm going to keep my color within this little circle here. That's my game plan. So this little griffin is going to be some of the browns. So he's going to be couple different browns. I think my my mushroom and this little mushroom girl. I think those are going to be orange. Yeah, and then I'm going to do some orange and yellow flowers. I might want to grab a nice green for this, but then these viney things I think are going to be the turquoisey color. I think that's my plan. So yeah, so then I would just start coloring. So that's basically it. I mean, I don't always sit and plan out every single bit of the page. Sometimes I just grab what I feel like putting on and go from there. Now that I'm looking at it again, I kind of want to switch that up. I think that I want to do, I think I'm going to grab a couple of those, no. I'm second guessing whether or not I want these vines to be the turquoise color or if I want them to be like yellow or orange instead. Okay, I changed things just a little bit. So I'm going to have these be yellow. I'm going to have some of the flowers be orange and still do the blue, yeah, with the things. So I'm just going to start with the blue because that's been my iffy point. So if I start with that, then I know that I'm good. I'm going to zoom in a little. Okay, so let's just color. So hi everybody. I hope that you are having a wonderful weekend so far. I am coming to you from Friday afternoon. Well, not afternoon, almost noon. But I wanted to get this recorded early so that I could have some time with my family this evening. My youngest was in DC this week. They took their 8th grade trip and they just got back last night. So that was, I had 2 older kids do the same trip in 8th grade. Now granted, there's been 8 years between when this one went and the next oldest, but this one was real hard for me. Like I was struggling with them being gone, constantly worried about whether they were able to get up in the morning, because that's been, if you've watched the channel at all, you know that's been kind of a little bit of an issue for her. She just struggles a lot with that. But yeah, she did really well. She said she got up fine and there were no issues and she wasn't late and she remembered to do all of her stuff. And I was just like, and then I was thinking about it, and my husband looked at me. He said, yeah, she just doesn't remember to do any of those things when you're here. So I was like, oh, I am the enabler, aren't I? Like, I just let her get away with it when she can do it. So it's going to be walking a fine line for me to kind of back off and let her, you know, be in charge of that stuff a little bit more, because it's just the mom in me wants to make sure that she has all of these things that she needs and that she, you know, she's on task and all of this stuff. And I just need to let her do it. I was watching Instagram, of course, because I'm addicted to reels like everybody, or TikTok or whatever it is that you watch. But I was watching that, and there was a therapist that was on that was talking about like how to approach parenting. And it's kind of the same way that you would, like, if you were acting like an animal, like a specific animal. So it's like, so it was basically referencing acting like your animals. Yeah. So for like example, when they're little, you're kind of like a dog, you know, and you're constantly on them, ready to go, you know, want to be active, want to be doing things, are so excited to see them and just be with them all the time. And then when they get a little bit older, you kind of want to act more like a cat, where you are still happy to see them and, you know, you're there when they need you, but you're not constantly on them all the time. Like you just need to back off. And I was like, oh, that kind of resonates really well. So I'm going to start being a cat mom I think a little bit more. I don't know if that sounds ridiculous or not, but that's kind of my mentality now. So I'm just kind of, I'm trying to chill out. Now there are extenuating circumstances for her, but I think it's something that she still needs. Because like I said, you know, in DC, she was just able to do all of the things. So I don't know. Anyway, they had a really good time. She had a really awesome time. They were there for 9/11, so they saw a couple of cool memorial things. And yeah, she said she was really moved by a lot of it. They went to the Holocaust Museum. She said that was very touching. And it's, you know, since she goes to a Catholic school, they did go to the Basilica there, and she thought that was just beautiful. They went to Mass there, and she was just in awe of all the artwork. I've got lots of pictures of the statues and the ceiling and all the kinds of things from the Basilica there. Yeah, so she just had a good time, and I was so happy. And it's her first time being away without me. Like, I've been away before, but she's always had, you know, grandma or older sister or whatever it is here to kind of, you know, help her do whatever. But there, it was all on her. And there's only a couple of chaperones that go. So, you know, there's only, 4 adults for like 45 kids. So it's not, it's not like there can be constant supervision and making sure they're doing all of the little things that they need to do. So it was nice to see that she was able to do it on her own. I am a messy colorist. I'm outside of lines all over the place on this one. But yeah, so we did that. And then this past weekend, I think I might have mentioned it, we were going to Holland, Michigan. And we had just such a fun time. My husband had signed up for a race that they have there, an 8K race, a half marathon, and a full marathon. And he doesn't run super long distances. I think the longest he's done is I don't know if the longest he's done is this 8K. I can't remember. But he had a really good time, and his race went well. And then the day before, we went and explored all kinds of stuff. We went and saw, so Holland has a really beautiful lighthouse that's right on Lake Michigan, and just makes me happy. And I'll put some pictures up so you guys can kind of see some of the things I'm talking about. I love the Great Lakes. Like, I grew up on a Great Lake, basically. Like, I lived in a tiny little town on the east coast of Michigan, and so I grew up in Lake Huron. And I miss it every day now that I'm in basically landlocked Indiana. And I just miss it. So anytime we can get to Michigan and get to the beach is a happy time for me. And my husband is really good about planning things like that for me. Like, he makes sure okay, I need number 40. He makes sure, you know, if he can plan it for us to be there, it's going to happen. And so we did that. He planned that race specifically because it was in Holland and knew that it was going to be close to the coast and that we could go and explore and see the lake and see the water. And I loved every second of it, which you can probably tell from some of the pictures. And then we explored different areas of Holland. So they have a very close relationship with, I don't know if it's the Netherlands in general or if it's like specific parts of the Netherlands, but they really wanted to capitalize on the name Holland. And so they made everything, they have this whole area called Windmill Island, where they brought over an authentic Dutch windmill, and the Netherlands don't usually do that. Like, they're very protective of their history, and there were, you know, several concessions that had to be made, and Holland made them all. And now there's this beautiful giant windmill that is still active. It still grinds wheat into flour, and it was not active the day that we went, but it's just beautiful. And the gardens that they have around there are just stunning. And then they had some, they had a beautiful carousel, and they had a beautiful organ. No, what is it called? I don't know if it's just a pipe organ, but it's one of the automated ones where somebody would be like behind the thing cranking, doing like a hand crank to get the music out. But it was so cool. Like, I just loved every bit of it. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna do. So I think I'm gonna use the 74 on the top portion and the body of the griffin here. Let me find that one. But yeah, we just had a beautiful time, and it was a beautiful day, and it was just lovely. So fun. And it's nice when we get to have little family vacations like that. Like, those little family vacations are my favorite. Like, the big vacations are great, but, you know, or like trips to Disney, you know, those are all experiences for sure. But these we kept calling them side quests the whole weekend. We're like, this is an awesome side quest. Every time we would go and see something new, we're like, oh, side quest accomplished. And just had fun. Okay, now since I think that this might streak, I am trying to go in the direction that I would want like the pencil strokes to go, because I know that this is going to be a little furry. I'm not going to go crazy with the fur, but I'm just trying to keep in mind the direction that the fur might fall in. But yeah, so we just had so much fun. And then when we got back, my youngest the next day left for DC, which was crazy. Okay, so I think on the wings, I'm gonna do a layer of like white or cream color here, and then a darker layer, and then we'll do this light layer again, and then I'll add in pencil strokes to kind of make the feathers look a little bit more realistic. Not super realistic because it's a Lulu Mayo book, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's been my week. I did, channel news. I finished my color along. Finally got that out. It has only taken, like 2 months? But between, you know, COVID and, you know, whatever else was going on, I finally got it out. I really love the end result. I think it turned out really cute. All right, I'm going to try this 94 now. Really love the end result. And so if you guys want to check out that color along, it's a full color along, just all in one video. It's about an hour long. And I color the tree bedroom page from Rooms of Wonder. So yeah, I'm going to try now. I'm trying to get some things filmed for next month. That's my next thing to film, but I would really love to get another color along filmed in a Johanna book this month. But like I said, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, because I really am trying to get ahead of the game for next month. I do have my my Halloween color along pretty much all set. So there will be a color along, and I will make a Instagram post about it. I'll also post on my excuse me, on my YouTube channel, on the community page. I'll have a little bit there about it. Okay, I'm going to grab a green that I think is going to go with these. Okay, I think well, do I want like these colors or do I want like these colors? I think I'm gonna go with these ones, these more yellowy greens. Okay, so these are close in color, but I'm gonna do two different colors. So I'm gonna say that these guys and these guys will be this one, and then the other leaves will be the other green. But yeah, I'm excited about the Halloween color along stuff. I feel like it's gonna be a fun video series. And I'm gonna do, I will definitely have one video each week based on the color along. I will have color palettes that come out. And yeah, and then at least one video per week about the color along. For the weekend whips, I might end up doing like, do I want those to be leaves? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I might do the weekend whips as a another video in relating to the color alongs. I haven't decided that part yet. So I originally in my head I was like, yeah, I'll do 2 videos a week, and I was like, then I remembered how much I stressed myself out about that last year, and I was like, let's not do that again. We're just not gonna. So yeah, 1 video a week for sure. And then if I feel like working on it with my weekend whips ones, I will too. But I did also post my first fall page on my Instagram account. So fall coloring has officially begun for me, which makes me happy. I think the only thing that won't be fall related is I've got a couple of space pages that I want to try to finish up. So once I get through all my buddy colors, then we'll start seeing all fall all the time. Okay. I am going to use this orange on a couple, but then I'm going to use different oranges and golds and stuff from my colored pencils, I think, to do those. I think I'm going to make her dress is going to be, I think I'm going to do her dress, that other color from Crayola. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then her little collar will be, oh, see, that's almost the same color. It's just a little bit different. So I feel like it will be okay. What do we think? I like that. Let me pick out a couple of, I think I'll do the bright orange. Let's just go ahead and do it on this flower. No, I don't want that one. That's going to be like a white or a cream color. Let's do these and these. I'll have these be the bright orange. So let's see what else is going on. Really, most of my coloring is going to be trying to finish up buddy colors that I have set up, and working on next month's videos. So that's going to take up a lot of coloring time too, because I do want to have like color along videos. But they're going to be kind of similar to the ones that I did last year. So they should be under a half hour long, and you won't get to see every single image or every single bit of the page, but you'll get to see a good majority of it, and then I'll come back and the page will be magically done. That's kind of my my thought process on that. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do with my markers for now. So I'm going to grab, I did want to try to use my, I have these Lyra Rembrandt pencils, and I haven't used them in a long time, but I did like some of these fall colors. So I want to see how they do on this paper. So I'm going to try to use them first on this mushroom, I think. We'll see how that goes, and if not, then I'll probably end up switching to my Prismacolors because that just tends to work the best for me, but I wanted to try something that I haven't used in a while. So let me grab a few colors here. Okay, so these are the Rembrandt Polycolors, and I have the Gold Ochre and the Burnt Ochre. So I'm going to try these. See how they do on this paper. It's been so long since I've used anything but my Prismas on this paper that I already just don't like it. I'm sure these pencils are lovely, but I don't want to use them. I want to use my Prismas. I do like my Pablos a lot lately. Those ones I've been finding have been really nice, and I've used them a couple of times on like backgrounds, specifically in my Hannah Carlzon books, and they just blend really nice, and you don't have to worry about the white of the paper showing through because you can really get in there and layer things, and I like it a lot. All right, and we're gonna just adding a little bit of shadow under the character, and then I'll blend that out a little bit. Probably come back in with some darker colors too to blend things, but yeah, these are going to be a not on this page kind of pencil. Yeah, I don't like it. Not terrible, but it's not fun. It does help get rid of some of those lines from the markers though, so that's nice. But it doesn't, I can already feel that it just doesn't feel like it's gonna be, like there's gonna be a lot of layering that's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna try one more color. I'm gonna grab like a darker brown color, so let's try that. Try this brown and just see if I can get another color on top of that. I mean, it looks all right. I gotta figure out where these pencils are good. Because I've had other supplies from Lyra that I really like, and I've heard people talk about these pencils and they really like them, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is about me that's just not vibing with them. All right, well, it doesn't look terrible. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow to one side of the dots here on the mushroom. All right. Yeah, I don't love those. I can find similar colors to use on in my Prismacolors. Okay, that's going to be my next mission though, is to find what book I like those Lyra Rembrandts in, because it's not this one. Let's see what I have. This is another brand. So this was a brand from Target, and it's called Mondo Llama. It's a very basic brand, but they felt nice when I used them the first time. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these oranges and see what I can do with that. And these are not numbered at all, so I do have them in order that they are in my case. I mean, those feel basically the same way. They're all right. They're not the best. Very bright pencils. There's not really a whole lot of, there's a few fall colors right in here, but not a ton. So let's see if I can blend this out a little. Really blended nice. It's interesting what pencils will work and what ones you're just like, no, absolutely not. So yeah, so basically the beginning of this video was just kind of like, I've had a few people ask over the years, you know, how I find my color palettes, how I put everything together, and I just wanted to kind of have that out there for them. So for some reason, these brown ones do have colors on them. That doesn't make any sense. They are, yeah, that's just weird. Is that one? I think that's that one. Try it here. So I hope that was helpful a little bit at the beginning. But for anybody who just wants to get, you know, just look through a box and find their colors, which seems to be the way that is helpful for a lot of colorists out there, that Sarah Renee Clark box is definitely a way that you could do that. It's fun to play with pencils and see how they do. I really do like I mean, I like these ones. These ones aren't bad. They're just so bright. And they don't have any names except for the brown tones. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to do probably like I might do some orange around the flowers and then do like blues and stuff in the background. Maybe some greens and some oranges. I haven't decided, but that's going to be my color palette. And I hope that it helped you guys kind of see what I did. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here and eat the rest of my candy corn and edit this video. And yeah, maybe work on this page some more. I'm going to go grab my Prismas and see if I can get some more work done on that. So yeah, so that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for being here. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.